And we are starting. We don't have a cold open because I couldn't think of any banter to throw in here real quick to ad lib. So, hello and welcome to Moe's School for Gifted Youth. Our continuing, we weren't doing a different campaign tonight, so we're doing this one campaign. Tonight I am joined by a bunch of awesome people, including, and now I'm going to have to search for Discord to make sure I don't read the names wrong, because I've only known these people for some of them over a decade. Anyway, I just want to make sure I don't leave someone out. We've got Beth, we've got Ellie, we've got Io, we've got Jen. I am Crash. I will be your GM for the evening. And tonight is possibly the most dangerous, treacherous situation that the characters have encountered yet. Which is to say, you've got lunch duty.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, pretty much. So we've got Phaleem the mascot, Quartz the we've got the word I can't pronounce speaker. We've got Trajectory the speedster. We've got Zandra Storms the mighty warrior. We've got Ellie posting in chat, making me laugh. Go ahead and take an XP, Ellie. And my exact text that I wrote over a week ago in here is, in their toughest mission yet, the party have to fill in for the cafeteria staff, who are all out sick after getting food poisoning at a team building retreat. The one time they were all together and not in charge of making the meal, it was made poorly. Now, you're not the only ones doing lunch duty. There's been a rotating shift of individuals, but it's lunchtime, and that's your time to shine for this. So you have a kitchen, you have a lunch line where it's like a cafeteria. So people grab their tray that is, this one is wet and that one is wet and that one is wet. And they go down the line and they say, oh yes, I'd like some of that. I'd like some of that. They can't get it themselves because there's a sneeze guard in the way. But somebody on the other side wearing a hairnet scoops out things with an ice cream scoop. Then they pay for it at the end of the line. There is also a cafe where people can order coffee or something, or fancy frappuccino type things, or a milkshake or whatever. That part is new, but these are the locations that do need someone to work with them. So I'm going to ask everyone to roll for initiative.
Okay.
Let me select all your characters and actually put you in combat so you can do that. There you go.
Okay.
But I said there you go. I'm going to end combat and I'm going to select your characters again and I'm going to start combat again. And there you go. You can check off Fighting with Foundry on your bingo card. And Phaleem got a nat 20.
I forgot about the bingo cards. Okay. What are we rolling? We're rolling these. Okay.
You're going to the cross swords and clicking on the dice next to your character icon.
Okay. I got a 17.
It's not showing a 17 for you. Why is it not doing? Oh, you just rolled a d20. That's why.
Yeah. I rolled again just in case. But yeah.
So, Ellie, it looks like... Second here. Did it do that thing where it's...
I got a 17 on the die. It should be a 23.
Yeah. Anytime I see the capybara is going before you in initiative, I am going to raise an eyebrow at the algorithm that is managing Foundry, because that should not be the case. You rush to the location. You see Phaleem is already there. We're just going to update combatant. Why don't we? Put in a 23. Oh, apparently if I update combatant, there's an option where I can click hidden or defeated. I'm not clicking either of those for you, but it's neat that I could, but I'm not doing that. But I could, but I'm not doing that. Anyway, so trajectory, because let's face it, you're getting there first. Which of these positions appeals to you? Kitchen, lunch line, or cafe?
Cafe, I think. I'm not allowed to take payments, though. I'm not allowed anywhere near magnetic cards.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, good news is your ID cards have an RFID chip in them, and people just sort of wave their ID card over top of the scanner.
Yes, but would you be completely bored if you were just sitting at the cash register?
I mean, that is also true, but Trajectory isn't allowed to do that.
Quote, just.
So
That'll be $8. I'm helping out the cafe. That'll be $12. I'm helping out in the lunch line.
Going back and forth.
So you see Trajectory running out of the cafeteria and putting things down while Trajectory is also there scooping things with the ice cream scoop onto people's plates, while Trajectory is scanning people's cards with the RFID reader, while Trajectory is also over at the cafe making a frappuccino. Trajectory is not cloned. It's just that in the time you avert your gaze to go look at the next thing, Trajectory has run there.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Beth is asking you have initiative as a skill. What does that do to yours? It means it should make it better, but it depends on...
It didn't.
Well, it didn't
shouldn't.
do that for Trajectory either.
Okay.
It shouldn't because you're not trained in it, you're only practiced.
But it's on the thing.
Yes, it's on the thing so that automation can theoretically work. The fact that automation does not work is another story. But no, it does not do anything. Okay.
Anyway, yes. For some reason, Trajectory is drawn to serving people coffee.
One for you, one for me. 1, 2 for you. 1, 2, 3 for me.
Phileme doesn't think that Phileme is... Phileme does not believe that they are allowed to handle the food, being a quadruped most of the time. They're pretty sure they're allowed to work the cash register if Trajectory's done with that.
Well, at this point,
Yes.
I'm just asking where you are going to be primarily providing service at the start of this.
Cash register.
Okay. So we're going to move
Because-
you to the lunch line. You are still asked to wear a hairnet.
Oh my.
Phileme will put it on their head and then look rather appalled at the thought that perhaps they're supposed to wear a full body hairnet because then they would look like a capybara in a fishnet bodysuit.
No, not form-fitting. You are actually in what appears to be a mesh bag. You're like the
I will
Bubble
be
Boy,
very
only capybara.
I'm just
And
going to look
there's
very
airflow.
put upon with my little face sticking out of it and my little paws so that I can press the buttons appropriately.
It's the regulations specifically say that you have to wear a hairnet and gloves. So you are not asked to wear anything full body. You are, in fact, wearing a hairnet. So the fur from the top of your head is not going to get in anyone's food. And the gloves are a bit oversized for you.
I will put them on my hind legs while I am sitting here operating nothing
Take your
but the
XP.
cash register.
Take your XT.
I made you crack up. Good. XP taken.
For once, I'm not just giving it to Ellie, and I appreciate that. All
I
right.
do too.
Quartz, where will you be?
Quartz's player is realizing that they forgot to do the thing that they went, I need to do this next time we play.
Oops.
Quartz is in the green
Which
room.
was choose my tier 2 type abilities. But
Mm.
we are going to worry about that later. Again.
If it makes you feel any better,
Quartz.
I'm not planning on having to, rescue people from a burning building this evening.
Lanny.
Well, the night is young, but you were saying
Exactly.
Quartz is.
Quartz is trying to cook.
Oh, this is wonderful. I'm moving Quartz to the
Yeah.
kitchen, and that
Mhm.
leaves
Quartz-
Zandra. Sorry, you go.
Has
Yeah.
gone over and very carefully attempted to put on a hairnet and very carefully attempted to put on the gloves, and neither of these things really fit.
The gloves are surprisingly elastic.
They're
It is
also
possible.
stretched very thin and lumpy.
This is also true. However, you are following the guidelines as dictated by state health inspectors.
Because people don't need that many minerals in their diet.
Well, people need lots of minerals in their diet, but perhaps you are made of the wrong ones. There's talking meat, there's also talking rocks.
Mm-hmm. Do not eat the talkie rocks.
I saw a thing on Mastodon yesterday where it was his cursedness saying he was going around telling people that he's invincible because he has a metal skeleton, but the metal he's referring to is calcium. So in a way, we are all Wolverine, a
Yes.
discount dollar store worthless version of Wolverine, but still. So that brings us to Zandra. Zandra, there is no spot that is unmanned, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
One would argue that the capybara doesn't count as manning a position. One would also argue that trajectory is not male, but that's besides the point. Also, giant rock doesn't necessarily need to have a gender. But in any case,
I'm
Where do you
gonna
wanna
go into. I want to help in the lunch line with Falim.
okay. So Falim is going to
Yeah.
man the register, and you are going to be armed with the ice cream scoop.
Yes.
All right. I love everything about this.
Everybody's getting a scoop of mashed potatoes to start.
I wanted the stuffing.
I don't think we have that right now. I'll go check.
Isn't it that one? They pointed a brown mass that's sitting. You think it was there from breakfast? You're not quite sure what it is.
Maybe these were hash browns?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. Whoever this is gets a scoop of mashed potatoes and whatever
Their
the stuff
superhero-
is.
Their superhero name is the stomach.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Here, have a
That
little more.
That explains much.
Yes. They don't actually have a superpower. It's their gut bacteria.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Their gut
Impressive.
bacteria are top of several classes right now, actually. They're just the host.
Fair.
Let me check my notes right now. Okay. Also, I'm loving the idea that someone with Zandra Storm's character art is
Mhm.
wearing a hairnet.
Yeah.
It is
Her
quite
hair's all
possible.
smashed now. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's quite possible that just looking at character art alone, only Trajectory is able to wear a hairnet in a way that isn't going to make people side-eye. Because Falim would need a full body hairnet to make people not do that. Quartz, it is stretched around enough of Quartz's head that it's staying put. We'll just go with that. For Zandra, if that hairstyle is canon, one could argue that the hair is screaming, not literally. That's a different character. They're over there in the Breakfast Nook area. But Zandra's hair appears to be screaming, "I will not be contained."
Yeah, that's the problem. She's gonna try to pull it all back into a ponytail and ignore it, I guess.
Give me... Oh, I'm going to make this be a might difficulty task, not a speed one. Give me a might difficulty task level 3 to contain your hair.
Okay. There's might. I see that one on this little list thing.
Oh, and
where-
I'm going to just change your stats right now because this would be quite some time after our last game. So your might should not be below full.
Okay.
There we go. I fixed it. So just... If you're not going to use any special abilities, just roll a d20 and beat a 9.
Okay. 13.
13 beats a 9. Congratulations,
Yes.
you have contained your hair.
Yay!
We will not see anyone an hour and a half into this game going and reaching into their food and pulling out a purple hair that they just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. And pulling.
Yeah. Yeah, she was trying to avoid that, So she has the biggest ponytail at the back of her head now. So yeah. Mhm.
Someone going, whose hair could it be?
We know how
There's
that
so many
works.
possibilities. You look around but here's the thing. If it's a school for superheroes, everyone who goes here is a protagonist. You can't go by the anime rules of, well, it's clearly the main character over there.
True.
It's the one that's an animal. You gotta narrow it down. The one's an animal that looks just like a regular animal. No. That's
still
still
gotta narrow
over
it
half
down.
of them. Nope.
Mhm.
The one in
One
the
you
hairnet,
never
which there's 3 of those. There's literally 3 of those right now. The one at the register. Oh, why didn't you say so? Okay, so I could not resist making Zandra make that roll, but officially, we've now gone through each person and their duty post. So, Ed, can you tell I'm a teacher? I'm talking about duty posts. I have the best duty posts, by the way. I help kindergartners get on their bus.
Oh,
Aww.
that's
Yes.
fun. I've done that. Yeah.
I deliberately get their bus numbers.
To make them gripe at you that you've gotten the bus number wrong.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because dagnabbit, if their bus is 1, 2, 3, and I keep saying it's 4, 5, 6, they yell at me over and over again, and they will never forget that their bus is 1, 2, 3. Because of how many times they
Sneaky.
had to tell me I was wrong.
Sneaky.
Exactly. I make them feel awesome by looking incompetent. That's my superpower. Speaking of superpowers, trajectory. You have someone come
Yes.
up to the cafe. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd like a venti latte with soy-based half and half and 0 cal corn syrup and a squirt of lemon juice. And also, could I have 3 flavor boosts of that liquid there that doesn't have a name, but it sort of looks like it's trying to escape?
Trajectory is writing this down because he is not talking noticeably slower from her perspective than anyone else, but she is going to have trouble remembering it.
You're not entirely sure this person has remembered everything we just said.
Well, the piece of paper she's writing on has.
All right. So I'm going to count that piece of paper as an asset.
Okay.
Give me an intellect roll, counting that asset, difficulty 3, to make this drink that they just asked for.
Did I add the asset or was it difficulty 4 before the asset?
It was difficulty 4 before. Mostly because the flavor boost that they want is trying to escape.
I missed it by 1.
Okay. Well, you can spend an XP and re-roll, or we can see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. So, you know,
As always, this is funnier.
this is funnier because that flavor boost thing was trying to escape. And much
Okay.
like my cat, it has seen you as a stepping stone to jumping over the decorative wall that's behind you at the cafe. So I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to need to make a speed defense roll.
Oh, no.
I know. You were not prepared
Tragic.
for this. I am aware. This is going to be difficulty 4 unless you can do something to lower it.
I'll spend effort.
All right. With a 13,
I didn't need to spend effort.
but also you are able to capture it in the beverage holder, otherwise known as a cup. I can't believe I forgot the word cup. There's a podcast I've started listening to called Legends of Adventurous, and it's very imaginative, but at the same time, every now and then the GM just forgets words, and I understand this.
This is relatable.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to throw any shade at all. I have been there in front of
We have
students.
been there? We have been there and we have done that.
Yes. So you are able to capture the flavor boost in the cup and slam the lid down and hand it over. And the person goes, "Oh, but I wanted 3 squirts of that." Oh, well. And they
You got a
wander
bonus.
off. What was that?
You got a bonus.
About 5 minutes later, you're going to see them fighting with that thing in an epic battle. But in any case.
Hey, Sandra,
Mm-hmm.
don't you have to liaise with some vampires in about 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Meanwhile, I'm scooping out potatoes, the little scoop. Whoever comes by, and,
Canonically, nobody has asked for potatoes. But this
Oh.
is exactly what is
They're
expected
getting them anyway.
at a
It's
cafeteria.
just easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everyone gets their little half sphere of potatoes
Yes.
to do with as you please.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But then Zandra goes off to catch a flight to LA
Yeah.
or wherever it is that you're going to be meeting vampires at night.
Yeah. This one's takes place in Michigan.
Okay.
All right. So, I should probably bounce over there now.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
All right.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
All right. So, Baleem, you are in the lunch line.
Uh-huh.
Everyone is grumpy because they didn't ask for mashed potatoes, but they have them. Some of them asked for other things and then got a second scoop of mashed potatoes, but it was out of a different
Baleem?
container.
will discount all of the mashed potatoes, with just sort of, okay, they're grumpy, wave a little paw, indicate that the mashed potatoes have been discounted to cost, minus 50%, pat the receipt to show them that it's a discount.
You discount them to 50%, and Mo is still making bank on these.
Philim can discount them further, but this is currently I have discounted them 50%, pray I do not discount them further sort of situation.
We need a second bingo card. That is all the things that aren't on the first one, so we can have them both open. Because everything on the first bingo card is gold.
Pray do not fill in the blank them further.
All right. So, yes, you are pressing the discount button over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, are capybara claws capacitive?
Well, considering that Philim is a shapeshifter, I think it is within a certain amount of what's the right word, genre that they have sometimes they appear to have opposable thumbs, and most of the time they don't seem to.
It also occurs
If that's
to me
all right
that
with you.
if everyone's expected to be wearing gloves, it's possible that the register, while a touchscreen, is more old school touchscreen. So
Yeah.
you're half punching it in order to get it to work properly.
Mm-hmm.
The more common the more common areas where you press, the plastic is sort of like scratched up, and it's hard to read what's underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone took a piece of tape, wrote what is underneath it, and taped it to that spot
Mm-hmm.
more than once.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Okay. And you are also getting complaints about the animal working with food products.
Philim waves paws, with the "oh no, not me," and just sort of acts like they're hugging the cash register. They're not touching the food products.
Also, how do you do, fellow human?
Mm-hmm. Yes, occasionally someone who's complaining about this is just going to get stared at because they are plainly, and not what you would call human themselves. So there.
I'll have you know I have a very human-sounding name.
Philim does the completely bland capybara stare.
That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Second. Oh, dear.
This is not my problem until Monday.
That is a very healthy mindset, and I'm proud of you.
I mean, on Monday, I'm going to have to come back with, yes, I've been keeping an eye on these for the last week and a half, and here's like, I'm basically going to show up with a binder, I thump it down on the desk, and say, here are my findings.
So not
But
only is it not
that can
your
happen
problem
on
until
Monday.
Not only is it not your problem until Monday, you're going to show up Monday saying, I was prepared.
Yes.
Wonderful. What's not wonderful is there is a superhero in the line named Sloth Boy. Sloth Boy
no.
is an expert at climbing through trees and other areas where tree-like things are available. They are, however, sometimes struck with choice paralysis.
Clearly, this is why they got the mashed potatoes.
Oh, they actually asked for mashed potatoes. They are the one person in line who asked for mashed potatoes. But
They're still
to be
getting a
fair,
small discount on it by habit.
It was after Zandra had already given them so they have 2 scoops of mashed potatoes now, next to a scoop of raisins. But they're at the dessert section, which is right before the register. And they're looking at the carrot cake, and they're looking at a cherry pie, and they're looking at a shoe fly pie. And they're just sort of like looking from one to the other, to the other, to the other.
Is the shoe fly pie what it sounds like?
A shoe fly pie is made with molasses. It is very sugary.
Ooh.
It is something that is commonly served in Pennsylvania, well, eastern Pennsylvania at least. Areas that have a high percentage of Pennsylvania Dutch heritage will tend to have them. It is
Okay,
quite good.
so it doesn't involve flies.
Or
No
shoots.
insects.
No, it's this is very, very sweet, and flies would like it, so they're shooing the flies away.
Ah,
Hypothetically. Yes.
I Look, I was not going to question insect pie at this school.
Yeah, well, Slothboy is a vegetarian, possibly an herbivore, possibly an obligate herbivore. However, Slothboy is having a very hard time picking which dessert. And because Slothboy is right at the end of the line and is also, shall we say, big bone, it is getting
No one's getting
difficult
around.
for people to continue in the line as their mashed potato piles are starting to settle
Sigh.
and cool. And no one wants
Can
cold mashed
Phileme-
potatoes.
Ew. Can Phileme point to one that Phileme, who is also fairly vegetarian themselves, would find useful? Probably the carrot cake.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll. That's going to be intellect because we don't have persuasion as a skill. Or do we? Actually, you can't have persuasion as a skill. But looking at this, balancing, climbing, initiative, light weapons, medium weapons, heavy weapons, I will not allow you to use the carrot cake as a weapon this time. I will not make that a canon ruling for the history of the campaign. There may be a time when carrot cake can be weaponized. Let's be honest, it would probably be Quartz or Trajectory who did it. With a might roll or a speed roll, but it would happen.
Okay, intellect roll.
Yeah, this is going to be difficulty 2.
Let's give that a shot.
All right.
17?
With the 17, Slothboy goes, oh, if you say
Dot, 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 dot.
so.
Nodding and ringing it up.
Slothboy does actually talk slower than most people from Trajectory's perspective.
Slothboy pulls out their wallet and pulls out 3 incorrect cards before they bring out their ID and scans the ID 3 times, 4 times, 5,
Just type it in.
1,
No.
Zero.
Phileme will type it in.
0. This doesn't count as an XP thing. I'm laughing at my situation. Okay, you type it in. Slothboy continues to walk to take their tray and walk slowly to a spot. And it's like those music videos where the singer is standing one spot and all the traffic is moving around them very, very fast.
Yep.
Yeah, only the traffic's moving at normal speeds. Okay, and now we're up to Quartz. Quartz, how are you doing in the kitchen?
Am I the only one in the kitchen?
No, there is someone in there named Dinah.
In the kitchen with Dinah. Got it.
Yeah, you left your banjo back in your dorm room, though. That
It's
joke is
difficult
never
to
gonna
make-
Stop being funny to me.
It's difficult to make the banjo food safe.
With that said, Dinah is canon. There is, in fact, someone in the kitchen named Dinah who they are a student here also. You haven't had time to discuss superpowers, so you don't know what Dinah's superpowers are. However, they are there to help you, and you are there to help them. So how are you doing?
I think that I am attempting to chop vegetables.
Okay. Well, that involves knives. Careful, don't cut yourself. You might damage the knife.
It's true. And should I be making a roll in order to not damage the knife?
No, I think that that's mundane enough that if I was making you make a roll, it would be difficulty 0. So you are safely able to chop carrots.
All right.
Actually, if I made you make a roll, it would be to see if you damaged the cutting board by pushing too hard with the knife.
Yeah.
What is it?
See, I
What
thought you
is
might
this
make
you
me make a roll because it was funny.
Oh, don't! I assure you, there will be funny things. But this one, I'm going to leave that be mundane for now. So you're in there with Dinah, and Dinah is trying to use the various machines. There is an industrial mixer for mixing dough to prepare the pizzas, and that is one of the things that is on the to-do chart of mixing up the dough and spreading it onto pans to proof it so that during the dinner rush, the pizza dough is proofed and ready to actually bake. And the thing about industrial mixers is
They break down a lot?
if you know anything about an industrial sized mixer and it doesn't scare the crap out of you, then you don't know anything about an industrial scale mixer.
Oh no.
A KitchenAid on half speed looks like it'll take off a hand. You look at an industrial scale one, that looks like it would take off the whole arm. And Dinah is your assessment of Dinah is that they have some critical thinking skills and understand thing could kill me is a possibility, which also has made them a bit skittish. Every time they press a button on anything, they jump back half a foot or more.
Oh,
And count all of their fingers out loud.
maybe I should use the mixer.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You can play with the knives. Phrasing, Dinah. It's fine. Okay, so I just need to check the list. Okay, I put in the powdered mix. Okay, I put in the water. Yeah, okay, I got this. I just need to change the setting to 5. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And I just need to press the start button. Where's the start button? It's here.
Oh dear.
Give me an intellect roll, difficulty 1. And yes, I am making you roll this just because this is funny. With an 11, you have solved my mixer puzzle.
The mixer isn't broken.
It is not broken at all. Unless by broken you mean it's unplugged.
Quartz trundles over and makes sure that Dinah is not in any finger dangerous position, and then plugs the mixer in.
I appreciate how you stopped and gave that addendum. Take an XP just for that. All right, so you hold up a hand or something and sort of like just motion for Dinah to step back. Dinah dutifully does as told, and you plug that mixer in. And fun fact.
I do not think I have 4 more XP than everybody else, so that was therefore a
XP
typo.
have not necessarily been awarded universally, and some people
Yes, but I don't think I have 4 more than everyone. Oh no, wait, I do have 4 more than trajectory, I bet, because trajectory is 1, 2? Check marks into tier 2.
That would also change the number of XP, yes.
Yes.
So here is what you didn't catch. This was the second time that Dinah was going through the checklist. They didn't get all the way to the end. They started over in the beginning. And what they forgot was that they had already set it to 5 once. So when they turned the dial 5 more times, they moved it to 10. It's okay. It actually goes up to 11.
Dear.
Mo ordered them specifically so that they could go up to 11. Now,
Oops.
this...
That's for mixing the cement.
We're not supposed to call the mashed potatoes that.
You both get an XP, dagnabbit. Also, copious amounts of mashed potato powder were given to the local city council to help with the earthquake repairs. It was done anonymously,
Probably by
so
students.
no one could blame. The mixer doesn't hurt you because you also have critical thinking skills, and I imagine that you would not put any limbs near the mixer. Also, I imagine that you would more likely hurt the mixer than the other way around. Dinah is not injured by this because you motion for Dinah to back up. And Dinah thought that was an excellent idea. Thank you so much for suggesting it. However, going from 0 to 10 was enough for the mixer to make a wonderful sound that, to be fair, it's probably supposed to make at setting number 10. But Dinah is already skittish. So Dinah eeps. And later on in a conversation, you will learn that Dinah's superhero name is Lodestone,
Oh no.
Oh no.
with the power of magnetism.
Oh no.
Everything metal in the room suddenly wants to be closer to Dinah.
Oh no. The mixer is made of metal?
The mixer's made of metal, but the mixer's kind of heavy, so it might not move very far on its own. The pots, the pans, the trays.
I am
multiple
going to try
canisters,
to
the knives.
grab Dinah into a hug before the knives can.
Okay, I understand that your sentence trailed off, but for the record, we do need to accentuate that what Io specifically said verbatim is, I'm going to try to hug Dinah before the knives can.
No, that's pretty much
No,
What
not
is
hugs.
stabbing other than a hug from the inside?
Knives are notoriously inflexible, and it's very difficult for them to hug any other way.
The GM is going to award himself an XP for Io's reaction. I believe there's a spot on the bingo card for that. Okay, I am going to say that this is a speed task. I'm going to call it a speed defense task.
unfortunate.
Well, I was debating having it be a might task, but how do you move stronger
Yeah.
than the knives as opposed to faster than the knives? This is going to be difficulty 3. So you can use something to bring it down, or you can roll a 9 or higher.
I am going to use 2 levels of effort, which is a lot because my speed pool is very low.
Success!
Phew.
Also, an 11 would have beat the difficulty anyway, but you didn't know that at the time.
No, I didn't.
All right. So you go and give Dinah a big old bear hug, which is not the same kind of bear hug that Philem would be able to give. Philem could give an actual bear hug. Just pointing that out. Because, I feel like it bears repeating. Anyway,
Bad pun.
I thought it was a good one. I don't have it written on
It
paper.
exists.
It's clearly not terrible.
You are given a capybara sa.
More than once
To the
today, I
fourth roll.
told students not to pick their noses in class, which meant I got to tell them, you might think it's funny, but it's not.
I mean, that's Percy Cat. He is full of snot.
I regret to inform you that none of the second graders understood the joke. Okay, so you have successfully shielded Dinah, Lodestone, from pretty much everything. Give me a might defense task, difficulty 3.
Then I will roll to see if I get a GM intrusion.
This is acceptable. Alas, there will be no GM intrusion. The
Just like
mixer
no.
is on the ground behind you. It bounced off of you ineffectually, which means
Still going.
unfortunately, it is still going, and it looks like it's trying to make a break for it because now the bowl is spinning as it rolls down the aisle of the kitchen towards the door. It almost makes it, but then the power cord gets pulled out of the wall.
I was about to say, let's unplug that again, but it looks like it did that for me.
It comes to a rest right below the sign that says, days since last mixer mishap. It specifically says mixer mishap. The person wrote
Because,
that.
yep, that's fair.
Is this something that I can tell is going on?
You do hear a commotion from the kitchen that sounds like some heavy machinery sped up. There was a clatter that sounded like a lot of bits of metal. By the way, the knives and pots and pans do also bounce off of you, Quartz. With your might defense roll, I'm going to say that they are also ineffective at harming you. Some of the pots and pans may now be dented, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is a thud sound, and the building shakes a little bit as the mixer hits the wall. And the one that is stuck underneath days since last mixer mishap falls off the wall, revealing a 0.
Yes, that is correct.
You okay?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm fine. Are you all right?
Do you mind if I take a 5-minute break?
That might be a good idea. I will begin washing the knives.
I'm going to try to think about how that's not sinister. And, I'm going to get some fresh air or use the bathroom or not at the same time. I'm going to take a walk. Yes, a walk would be nice. As Lodestone is walking out of the kitchen, the various bits of cutlery on the ground, they don't follow Lodestone, but they all move like an inch or two in their direction as they walk past them, which makes them walk faster after eating. Again,
That is a dangerous, reflexive power to initiate in a modern society.
it's a good thing
I think
everyone's ID cards
I
use
know why
RFID.
they have anxiety.
Yes.
In a later conversation, you're going to find
There
out
is-
they're from a farming family.
Mm.
Yes?
There is suddenly a post-it note stuck next to the days since last mixer mix-hap sign that reads, switch to copper and aluminum. Mo, switch to copper and aluminum. And then trajectory is back to pouring the coffee.
Usually this is not a problem because the kitchen staff are not super powered. They're just out.
Yes, but
yeah.
every time Lodestone gets startled going through the line, the kitchen staff have to reorganize everything.
Mm-hmm.
You suddenly realize why all the cutlery is hung up against the wall. That is, the customers are just on the other side of it.
Yes.
Because they can't fly across the kitchen to impale anyone. Also, Dinah's relatively new to the school. It's her first week.
Oh, poor Dinah.
She's had a rough week. She shows up, there's an earthquake, her bed has turned into a protective cage around her. Anyway, we've been playing for about an hour. What do you say we take a short break?
Yes.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
I liked the gag of trajectory going and writing the note and returning and continuing to pour the same cup of coffee.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that.
Before the hits the ground even.
Oh yeah, you just hold
Pitcher.
Yeah, you hold the carafe up high enough that when you let go, by the time you come back after having written the note and hung it up, it has only fallen like 6 inches, so you're able to grab it again, no problem. And in fact, continue to need to hold it there because it hasn't filled the cup yet.
Yes.
On that note, I'm going to hit the pause button. And that's the wrong lever.
Why do we even have that lever?
Socket insisted something about needing it for food dispersal. Anyway, all it is a light switch. He's scared of it. And that's a joke I have not explained on camera. Actually, I may have in a previous episode, but never mind about that. We are going to end it here for tonight. Everyone's getting 2 XP for finishing the session.
Dun, dun, dun.
The GM is also getting 2 XP for finishing the session. You should be afraid. You should be very afraid.
I am indeed concerned. Oh, hey, I can train a skill now.
Tonight, I've been joined by a bunch of awesome people. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Tonight, we had Trajectory, played by Ellie. We had Phaleem, the mascot, played by Beth. And we had Quartz, played by Io. We also had Zandra Storms, played by Jen, before another game used its siren song to pull them away. I'm being snarky about it, but no, it's all good. So, who wants to plug a thing?
Io's mom writes books at elizabethmccoy.com. Ask your library to check out my ebooks and maybe grab a few because, hey, they're cheap. And speaking of speaking of things that really don't cost a lot.
No, we could speak of books because Jen was here and it's worth
That's
plugging
true.
their stuff.
That's right.
So bookofjen.net is where they post their own stuff, and shattersocial.com is where they post a podcast with Diablo and also general Blizzard Activision news. Although, no, still Activision, because Activision was the company that was bought. So, yeah, Blizzard Activision news. So, but also, speaking of websites, AaronBSmith.com/cogwheel is where you can find all of our podcasts. If you're finding them somewhere else, okay, but you should probably get the originals at AaronBSmith.com/cogwheel because, why give all the eyeballs and whatever to a corporation that is harvesting these and putting them somewhere else? Sure. You can also follow us on the Fediverse. It is aaronbsmith.com/@cogwheel. And you can help us keep the lights on by going to patreon.com/cogwheelgaming and becoming a Patreon patron. You'd be joining other illustrious individuals, including Ellie, Shen, Walter, Liv Droman, and Patron Emeritus Cindy. And until next time, this is Crash saying, yes, thank you for taking my call. I was wondering if you could do a special order. I would like all of the ceramic baking tools, cutlery, etc. that you have, especially if you have a mixer. No, I don't believe you understand. You thought I meant I want a lot of ceramic kitchen utensils. No, I want all the ones you have. Yes, I'll hold. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
See, he's preparing for Clodestone, the character who attracts things, but only if they're ceramic.